Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of No Plot Off Filter. In the next 30 seconds or so, you will see that we had some technical difficulties. In the first 10-ish minutes of the episode, audio's fine, but it's completely black. That is totally fault of our own, and we apologize. But the show is still going to be going on. Once you get past that 10-minute threshold, you will see us,
You'll see
our
our
pretty
lovely
faces, and you will enjoy what you have been enjoying. So please stick around for the whole video. It's just the first 10-ish minutes. So, see you guys. Hope you enjoy the episode. Peace. In honor of My Hero coming out, we're going to be discussing a lot of our favorite things regarding that show, regarding the anime. We have characters, villains, quirks, all kind of fun stuff that we're going to be debating, reviewing, recapping of all the stuff that we've seen from the 6 seasons going on to 7. So, yeah, tune in with us today. And first, what are we starting with, Isaac? What should we do?
I think our favorite arcs in the show. I mean, there were so many good ones. Some people, hated on and one of the things I hate so much is people hated on the progress of, like, one of my favorite things is how fast Midoriya Deku progressed in the show.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, the like training stuff's so boring. And I'm like, what shows have you watched? Because I'm like, this is like the fastest I've seen someone develop and grow.
Literally.
It was like within a few episodes. And I'm like, you're hating? We've seen steady
If he
progress.
breaks his finger one more
steady
time,
progress.
I'm going to throw hands.
But-
What's cool about, I feel like, his training stuff too, like training, it's not even like always just training. Like, whereas like you have One Piece where he's like on an island, just strictly just training.
Yeah.
Where like Midoriya is like training, but like there's also like fighting thrown in there and stuff like that. Like he's progressing.
There's a lot of real life events happening.
Like
that
he's progressing as it's
yeah.
happening. Whereas like a lot of the training arcs of other anime are like you literally go somewhere and you like train for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
So it's
which
like-
is cool.
it's
I mean,
cool, but
honestly, even One Piece though. Yes, he went to train with Rayleigh on the island for
Yeah.
for a period of time, 2 years. But he was growing and stronger
Yeah.
just throughout his
But I'm just
arcs
saying,
too.
I like that it like there's real world applications in My Hero kind of like throughout the show. It's not just like
Yeah.
he is strictly just training to get stronger.
like
He's doing
Shigaraki
more
and the
more
squad
more.
showing up to the
Yeah.
school, and then All Might had to mess up that Nomu plus ultra into the freaking stratosphere.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Actually insane.
That was so cool.
I feel like there's a lot of good arcs, and it's kind of hard to choose what's your favorite. But I'll tell you what, when I like went from enjoying the show to thinking this show is like something different, I feel like it was when Stain came onto the scene. That whole arc, Hero Killer Stain.
I was about to say boo. I don't even disagree with that.
Yeah, you're just a hater
I
at
just
the end of the
wanted
day.
to say
Through and through, your core
I
is
was so
hate.
used to boo. I had to let it out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, insane. I just feel like in this show, like, yes, there's like Shigaraki and the hero or villain, whatever group they're called.
Association or whatever.
Yeah,
League of Villains.
League of Villains. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was the League of Villains, but at that point, like, even though they invaded UA during the training, the rescue training arc, and they
They never
They-
seemed strong.
they
It was
were
literally the
there.
Nomu.
but Shigaraki, the leader of this group, never really seemed strong. Like you
Like
were saying,
fodder,
he didn't
bro.
seem intimidating. And obviously, if you're caught up, you don't think the same thing. But
Things
I
have
was just
changed
like,
for sure.
okay,
Yeah,
whatever. He's kind of
really
annoying, and I
different.
watched it in dub, and people will hate, but his voice in dub was literally
Boo.
like the worst thing to hear. I hated it. It was
Yeah.
terrible. So seeing Hero Killer stand, like, wait, these heroes are being murdered. They're being like chased after this villain guy. Who is this? And it's like these heroes aren't just like your everyday. They're not the kids that you've been watching throughout the entire show learn to become heroes. No, they're like heroes of agencies. They're
Already
like
established.
the Endeavors. They're like the All Might. All Might doesn't have his agency, but they're like those people that have it are being offed, like Ida's brother. And and it's like it's so intense and deep. It brought like a darker level to this because it's like the thing that these UA teens are training for. Those people are being murdered, and it was crazy.
Yeah, because it's a teeny
And-
bopper. It's a teeny bopper like
Yeah.
Marvel-esque type like thing going on, and then Stain shows up out of nowhere. It's like, whoa, this guy's
Yeah.
You
hero.
got
And-
a hero killer.
Oh, right. And when we're like, this dude needs to die. But then you find out Hero Killer Stain is kind of like has a point with what he's saying. Although he's psycho and his methods are wrong,
Yeah, 100%.
he's kind of calling out heroes like, okay, these heroes don't actually care about protecting people. They don't care about saving people. They are in it for themselves. They want to be their celebrities. They want to be
They
want the
that-
money.
They want
They-
that top spot. That
yeah,
rank.
they want to be loved by the
Endeavor.
people. They're not earned, right? they're not earning love from the people. And he says there's
Old Endeavor,
one
Old Endeavor.
exception, and it's All Might, which is like honestly chef's kiss because it's like we learn All Might's number one hero, everyone loves him, but even the hero killer Stain is like
He's
he
truly
is worthy. Like
he's worthy. That's what it
that
says.
literally said that arc was so cool. And like I'm just gonna finish with this: when you see the 3 like top dogs in Class 1A fight against Stain, and like you're seeing at this point Deku with his full cowling actually doing stuff dope, Todoroki like using flames, and it was so cool. And then Ida, this like pillar of like sophistication and like justice and
Annoying.
rightness or whatever, wanting revenge for his brother. All of that was so cool. And then them fighting him. My favorite part though was when the heroes came for backup because Todoroki messaged that they needed help, and Stain is like on his last legs, but he's over here walking towards the heroes saying like, none of you guys are worth anything, none of you are worthy, and he's like intimidating everyone because at this point you think his quirk is only licking people's blood and like freezing them.
Yeah.
But everyone, based on his presence and what he was saying,
Terrifying.
even Endeavor, the number 2 hero in Japan, was frozen, couldn't do a thing. And I was like, Stain is like that. Stain is him. And that like brought the whole arc in like full circle for me. Like, this is such a good arc. It made a villain deeper, more than just like, I want to kill people like what Shigaraki was. It was like, okay, he's a villain, but it's kind of reminds you of Naruto, like misguided villains. And that was kind of like the whole thing was Stain in that arc. And that's why it's my favorite arc. But yeah.
What's your favorite arc?
I think I'm gonna have to go with I don't know what it would be specifically called, but the one with Overhaul.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Let's get into that.
what?
Let's get into that.
Yeah, no, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh, okay. I like that arc.
Why we gotta get into that?
No, because like I'm waiting for Kevin. I want to hear what Kevin has to say about the arc too.
Lamillion.
No, go ahead.
No,
bro.
continue.
No,
Tell us why you like the
Austin,
arc.
tell us
Austin,
why
I want
you
to hear
like
it. I want to hear it.
man.
Okay, yeah. So
No, I like the arc too. We ain't hating.
I think part of the reason I like the arc so much is I love the villain Overhaul. I mean, I think his power is absolutely crazy.
Broken.
Insane,
yeah. Like the
bro.
ability to just deconstruct anything and
Yeah.
just make everything back together. And my boy Lamillion comes in.
Cool. I'm playing.
Hey,
Hate
I like Lamillion.
Hate-
I like Lamillion.
Washed.
I'm playing.
Play.
Continue. You were saying.
I think just the fact that he might make the whole arc for me, honestly.
Lamillion?
Yeah. I think the fact that he made like a seemingly once they describe what his actual power is, because it seems like he's just like going through walls and stuff. But once they explain that he's just like sinking in and then like not having his power anymore and coming back up. Once they explain that, it's like it seems like a useless quirk, but that he made it strong. And then when he loses his power and he still just steps up,
bro.
we were talking about it. It's like when Deku ran in, and like at the beginning of the show, it's like the reverse. And the fact that he lost his power and he still has the courage to do that, even though he doesn't have his power
100%,
anymore,
bro.
and he only knows what it's like to have his power.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. Like
Yeah.
he's still
It showed-
one of the strongest people in the show so
Absolutely. Well, yeah, he's definitely like that. And I feel like it showed like Stain would think he's worthy too, because it wasn't like I want to be a hero. Like, although his name's Lamillion because he wants to save 1 million people, which kind of sounds like okay, you
But
want to
I think
really
he
care about
genuinely
yourself.
meant
But
that,
this
though.
showed like no, he really does care about people, and it
Yeah.
was like his mistake that got Eri in that situation because they
Right.
could have taken her away before. But because Lamillion's just like, oh no, it's okay, go ahead. When what's his face Overhaul was walking with her,
Yeah.
he's like, he wanted revenge, but more than anything, he wanted to save this girl, and
Right.
he showed that like it wasn't just his quirk that made the man. Like it was he is the
He's
man,
a
and
true
he
hero.
yeah, like he just
Yeah.
exactly just wants to save people, and
Yeah.
it just showed like you were saying before, like Deku went from saving people with no quirk and then getting power. This showed someone with a quirk lost it and still showed that he was a hero at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which was just such a I
Very
100%
admirable.
love
Very
that.
admirable.
Yeah,
And
I
mean,
love that.
We can't discount the whole fight at the end either with Deku versus Overhaul with Eri on his
Mhm.
back.
that was
I mean,
That was
I
that fight.
that was
I'm
the
not
best part for me.
Yeah, I'm
That's-
not taking away from that fight because that fight is crazy.
I'm sorry.
but-
Like for me, because we talked about this before. Obviously, you can tell there's some like lingering, underlying things here. Tension. We were talking about like they were talking about Austin and Isaac. We're talking about like Lamillion, how amazing that was, and how like it's so Like him doing all that stuff was losing his power and still going crazy was dope. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. They don't agree that I agree, but I do agree. I just thought Deku at the end versus Overhaul was way cooler. And we already know he has a character. We learned this about Lemillion, that this is his heart of a hero. Like he's truly, genuinely this person. He doesn't want to save 1 million people because he genuinely wants to save 1 million people because he cares that much to save people. And that's great to see. We already knew that about Deku. We already knew Deku would want to do those things. So that's not something that we're learning in this fight, but we're able to see something we wanted to see the whole show. Him go 100%, knowing that he's not going to die because he has Ari or Ari, however you say her name, on him, like rewinding him the whole time. It was so cool. I love that arc.
I love that.
That's what makes it my favorite arc too, man. That fight, Deku going all out and finally getting to see 100%, watching him just blast around the battlefield and be like matched with an opponent of Overhaul.
Honestly,
like,
better.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like Deku fully fighting somebody on that level is.
I mean, it's the culmination of the show, so right there. But
Overhaul's
Well,
a fraud, bro.
but you know, quick hate on Shigaraki real quick though, because why is it he shows up at the end after Overhaul is beaten and goes,
Bro.
yeah, let me just decay you, bro. Let me just decay you real quick. Like you did anything, bro.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Shigaraki was a punk.
Until
made him
late-
lose his quirk by putting the stupid Aries whatever in him, the rewind ability, and then taking off his arm. Like, screw you, bro. You're just literally
You're a hater.
picking up after what Deku
You're a
did.
hater.
You're literally top tier hate. There can only be one with this stupid
Yo,
annoying.
but you're not even
voice.
there, bro.
And I'm like, get out of here.
I'm not hating on the fight at all. My only problem with it is the fact that it could only happen because Ares on his back.
Of course, but that's the thing.
I mean,
this
I
is
love
the
it,
story
but-
is how he becomes
Yeah.
the number one hero, how he becomes the greatest,
Yeah.
how he gets to the point where he doesn't need her for that. We
Yeah.
got a little taste.
Oh, I know.
And
It was like
that's what made it so.
it was a little
And
foreshadowing. of it,
that's the
but I
beauty.
get it.
That's the beauty. Like I just said earlier, the beauty of My Hero is that the pacing was so good with the progression of the character, progression of the powers and like ability, and actually being able to use it. Because in the beginning, we're seeing him flick his. First, he's breaking his arm. Then he's breaking his finger, and then he's like he starts working with Gran Torino, and he starts like he learns how to like use percentages of it and like be able to go fast and everything. My favorite arc is definitely probably the most current one when he was going through that dark period. But I do want to give an honorable mention to like with what Isaac said with the progression of the show. I think we all agree him leveling up so fast, but also not to the point where it was like unrealistic. It was so nice when he fought Muscular when they were on that camp. And like this is where he goes just like 100% and then 1,000%. Like it was just like
1 million
or 1 million%.
bro.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And he just like to save that kid whose parents died protecting being heroes, I believe, and they died, and so he hated heroes. And he saw Deku, and it probably was a reminder of like what his parents did and what they actually were doing. He was a kid. I think he was too young to even probably.
Isn't he the
understand.
same one that killed them or no?
I don't know if he was. I don't remember that.
Okay.
It might have been. Actually, it might have been.
I don't
remember, but
I don't think
the-
so.
I don't remember exactly. But
I think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was.
anyways,
No.
it was like seeing that moment. It's just like this is how this kid sees Deku is how the world is going to.
No,
see
it
Deku.
was okay. Sorry, because the dad or
No.
whatever is the one that took out his eye.
Yep.
Yeah, or the mom or dad is the one that took out his eye.
When
So it
I
was
took
him.
I took his I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, no, you are right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I thought you
Okay.
were, but I was like,
I'm
we don't.
sorry, I'm sorry,
we don't need to argue with that right now. But I was like, I think it is, but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna say
you're
it.
right. You're right.
Anyways,
You are.
so like that was cool. Seeing like just you see so many glimpses of the future in this little moments that they have throughout the whole thing. Like even seeing the beginning of like Todoroki and Deku and Bakugo's relationships and like where they all are at and how Deku's seen as like lesser than them and slowly where now it's like this is why the new favorite arc. Let's get here. Obviously he's like the world's going crazy. Shigaraki just went crazy and the decay power times a billion. Like he's wreaking havoc on the world. Heroes are retiring. They're like, I'm done. The people, civilians are getting angry at the heroes as if like they did it. Like
Switching up
Like
on
it's
them
there,
is
yeah,
crazy.
just hating on them as the only people that can actually do something to change the way the world is going.
Never doing
And you're
enough.
just hating on them. So that pissed me off too. I'm watching this. I'm like a lot of emotions watching this season because I'm like, are you kidding me? These people literally risked their lives for you. Something bad happened to all of them. They lost people that they love, people that serve with them. We lost Midnight. We lost all these people.
Oh man,
And
Midnight
you're
was deep.
sitting
That was
here
deep.
And you're sitting
was
here
tough.
like getting angry at them. I'm sorry, what? You probably would be dead if they hadn't not done what they had done, right? And so like that's happening. Deku's out here depressed, not eating, not doing anything, learning all about all the quirks that he's developed, becoming stronger and stronger. I think the icing on the cake for me this season is obviously it's seeing him still fight for the people, but then
Even being
Bakugo's
shown.
apology
That was deep.
after all this time. Just recap to the first episode when he's like, "You're nothing, you're this," blah blah, just disrespecting him. He explains, or I don't know if he explains stuff in the anime, but he explains stuff in the manga, I believe, like why he was that way. I think, but anyways,
No, it explains it.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, the apology was so like, what was it? Deserved. Like after all this time and like just saying them all just like hold him and like respect him and like want to see him like we see that you've been going through so much, and even All Might just like he's like a son to him at this point. He's like, you know, like the or Midoriya, young Midoriya.
When
is what
they
it says.
when they all go get him.
yeah.
When the whole
That
team
part.
goes get him. Yeah.
I love that arc. And I'm obviously, you know, I was like the most powerful. That is where he's at his most powerful. But not even just that, just like the turmoil is going through because of the circumstances of the world. I love this arc, and I
That's a
love where
great
it's going
arc.
because I've read the manga. I'm on the current chapter right now. I watched read half of it earlier today. It's
I will say an honorable and like that. Everything you said. This most recent arc is insane and it's setting up one of the best things you'll ever see
you know,
in anime. So it's like I love it. Honorable mention to the arc before that when you see the villains for the first time leveling up and upgrade. That arc was that was.
all the arcs.
Kevin said
he
he's
said
agreed
he
with
was
you.
overall.
Oh, you're
Unless you want to like go into more
Yeah,
detail
My
about
bad,
it.
my
Yeah.
bad, my
Yeah,
bad,
no,
my
no,
bad,
yeah.
my
Well,
bad.
yeah, that's all right. I would have let him.
Sorry,
I would have let him.
I jumped on board with you.
Oh, okay.
Overall's great.
Yeah.
Overall's great.
Yeah.
Okay, my
But-
fault, my fault.
I feel like the first time you really seeing an anime where they had like it was from their perspective and them
Yeah.
like having like All For One's like, yeah, I want to give you my power, but you need to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And Shigaraki, like you knew he just had to give the 5-finger
lame.
touch
Yeah.
to be able to actually decay anything. You saw him and Toga and all that. No,
Multiply guy.
whatever his face is,
Yeah.
all of them
That
go
character?
from literally having Shigaraki going from 5-finger touch to not even having to touch anything to make it decay. Literally just a wave of his hand could disintegrate so much. It's just that was insane. Seeing him actually become something, I was like, okay, Shigaraki, you're not that little punk anymore.
Well, that's
You're not that little dude that shows up at the end of the arc and destroys an arm.
Yeah.
You are big bad. It was so cool to see that. And then Toga, what's her face? Able to take people's blood and become them,
Yeah.
can now use their quirks. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that's dope.
Broken. That's broken.
What?
That might be one of
I-
the broken abilities.
I'm seeing all this happen. We're seeing the dude who had mental problems, the multiply guy. I don't remember why I can't remember his name, but he had the mental block and then got over that mental block, understanding, oh wait, I am the original.
His
Now we can
abilities-
mimic thousands of himself at once. So you're
That's
seeing
also
the.
the fact that he can
Oh,
make
yeah.
a whole army.
Oh, are you
The
kidding me?
level up was
He-
crazy.
it
for every
showed-
single one, bro.
It showed that in that moment, the villains can withstand the heroes. Because at this point, it's like, okay, the heroes are progressing and growing and having the young talent grow up, but there really wasn't a challenge to them because All Might's in jail. And Shigaraki's lame. Like, he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
The Nomu, it's
that was
like,
the biggest
okay.
thing too. It's like, okay,
Right.
was One for All coming back or All for One
Yeah.
coming back? Because this League of Villains is nothing.
League of
Half of
Villains
them are
is
Stain
trash.
followers that just joined because they like Stain and like, okay, I
Endeavor
guess like
would
we're
just
on the
wipe
same.
everybody at that point.
Yo,
At that point,
I mean,
100%.
and it's like I don't want the villains to be the Nomu. Oh, these people
Right,
that
exactly.
you created and sent. It's not like that's okay. That's not cool. Like,
Yeah.
okay, they're strong, yay. Like they're part of your army. They could be your minions, but you should be top dog. And so when
Yeah.
Shigaraki came in, this is like
Bro.
I was like, if he's gonna be the counter to Deku, and we're seeing this progression with Deku, seeing all these quirks that the other wielders of One for All had while having the quirk itself, he can't just be walking around catching people off guard. Decay,
Yeah.
like what he did to Deku that one time. Like, oh hey, I got you now. Move, and I'm gonna kill you. Like that's the only you got to
Yeah,
sneak
for
the
real,
sneak fruit, bro. That's what he's got.
So
Yeah,
that
like, I
that
can't-
arc for me, and Kev, I'll let you go in a second because I know
Yeah.
we've been waiting on it. But that arc for me was so impactful. And Shigaraki came the next season saying like, y'all better stop, y'all better put some respect on my name because I'm him.
He was a king,
And-
bro.
and it-
On the
and it was
throne,
insane.
bro.
But go ahead.
I have an honorable mention.
Yeah.
That I just thought of, dude. One for All versus All for One,
Ooh.
and
fight.
Bakugo getting kidnapped.
Bro, the
How-
point. No, okay, go ahead.
How? I-
Shout out to my hair, bro.
Oh man, Bakugo getting kidnapped, and they're thinking, oh yeah,
We
he's
all
gonna be
thought
a
he was
villain.
gonna become the villain.
We all did.
Yeah.
We all
Everybody.
thought because
What a sell! What a
Yo.
sell! The
Yeah.
whole show.
that was a great arc. All mid or
Perfect.
Ida,
Absolutely, bro.
Ida
And
and Deku
Oh,
and all them
dude.
going to go find him and like get him out, and then the final battle when he finally loses the power of one
Even
for
before
all.
that, but the flicker of like hope between the relationship between Deku and Bakugo was in that moment where they're like, we need someone that's gonna say something for Bakugo to actually trust us and like accept our help, and was just like, Midoriya, you have to be the one to say something to show that we're here for him because he'll respond to you. For some reason, the people saw that. And then we saw in that moment, okay, maybe Bakugo thinks more highly of Midoriya than what we thought and what he's
Right.
shown in the past.
Right.
That was the first flicker of that. But yeah, that was
Facts.
so good.
We thought that he was gonna go bad.
And then when
Oh,
when
for
he's
sure,
we just
bro.
knew it, bro.
When he's
Oh, for
Endeavor
there,
sure.
becoming 1,
Huh?
2, Endeavor
Oh.
jumping to 1.
Oh, and
all of that.
his whole speech,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
So like the harder I
His-
worked, the further the gap was, and all that. And he's over here like inspiring All Might, or like motivating him, like stand up and show them why you're better. One of like coldest things you've heard, and that's when All Might goes crazy. But then Endeavor becoming the number 1 that way was also just such like a
I
slap in the
it
face,
had to happen. Go ahead.
That send out for All Might though, like to send it out on that note,
Yeah.
like it's what it had to be.
It
Like,
had to
that's-
happen, but I still am so hurt. Like I was like, he was him.
I
bro.
didn't expect it, bro. Honestly,
It's
I
'cause
thought
Deku's
he was gonna
gotta
be
take-
around.
Then he's gonna take the reins. Yeah, he's
I
got to.
knew it was gonna happen. That was like what, season 3 or 4? I don't like.
Which is, I'm glad they kept him. We had him that long, right?
yeah.
But I was like, man, because even the movies,
it's crazy
watching
to me that
all
they
my
even gave him the power that long, because he like gave it up and he still had the
the
power.
remnants of it.
Because
Yeah,
he
dude,
had the
watch-
remnants, I just
Yeah.
assumed it was gonna last. Like I don't
I'm
know.
just saying,
I'm
like,
not
he gave
longer
up the
for
power and they
some
still let him have it though. That's, I mean, it was cool.
watching
I
it
like-
burn out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude,
The
that was
embers, bro.
heavy. The animation was
No.
perfect for that scene.
And that's the thing. We still, I mean, I don't know what your opinions are on this, or you guys. I think Deku supposed to be stronger than All Might was right now?
in his prime.
I think so, because
Because
All Might in his
doesn't
prime?
have-
yeah,
well, All Might didn't have every single one
he
of
didn't
the,
have the quirks.
he didn't have all
But
the
even,
quirks.
but like, let's talk about it though. Like, because even
I think it's a good
in
question.
in the first couple
It's a
seasons,
good question.
watching All Might go ham on anything that was there, like there was like literally. Oh, something happened in the manga.
Okay, no, okay.
Oh no, no,
let's
yeah,
say-
no. I have to finish
Okay,
this. But
okay,
but
okay,
like,
okay.
if something's happened in the manga that you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, they did not say that.
Yeah,
But anyways,
yeah.
he'd be like, because I am here, and then you're immediately you're unafraid. You know he's going to, and he did take care of it, right? He always took care of it. I don't know if Deku can do that
right this like
right now.
now.
Right now, I don't know if he can.
Yeah, I don't know if
So
he is.
I don't think he
will
could
say this: Shigaraki is like All for One right now, but with plus Decay, which Decay is insane. Prime All Might beat All for One, and maybe you could say it was like a fair trade because like All for One destroyed his guts or his insides or pause. Whoa, destroyed his insides. and destroyed his
Shut
insides
up.
with like his
Shut up.
abilities, and then All Might like took out his face or whatever, and like All for One wasn't seen for the longest time, but One for All was still out and about kicking, even though he was hindered and wasn't able to do it as long. He was still going crazy. Is Midoriya, but based on what we've seen last season, is he able to do that to Shigaraki like One for All was able to do for All for One?
I
in that
think
moment?
it was not even. It wasn't even an even fight with All for One in All Might, because All Might put so much damage on him that he had to be incapacitated for a period of time to try and recalibrate. And
So that's what I'm
and
saying.
and All Might, although he did get like a limited time frame on how long he could have possessive power, he had the power still. And
If we're talking right this second, I don't think he's that
I
strong.
want to say Deku. He like you said earlier, he has all these extra quirks that All Might didn't even have
That
access
is
to.
Shigaraki like is he a lot or not even necessarily a lot, but is he stronger than All for
I
One?
don't think so.
I don't think either one of them at this point are as
But
strong.
the
as
DK, the
their-
DK
Honestly,
makes
I
Shigaraki come
do
off
think
way stronger.
You could argue because Decay is enhanced by all the other abilities.
Yeah.
I feel like
DK's
you could,
insane.
you could
We
argue.
saw the episode.
In
Go ahead.
Deku's defense, though, are we seeing more powerful villains though than what All Might had to face?
The only
the
other
only
thing
thing is
one.
All for One versus Shigaraki. I
those
feel
are the only
like.
comparisons
Yeah.
you can make.
Yeah.
Right?
So is All for One in his prime or whatever, or against Prime All Might, stronger than current Shigaraki
See,
or no?
All for One's
That's
not,
the question.
My thing is, All for One's not just strength, and his strength is insane. He's intelligent. He's intellect. He's
I mean, he's playing
He-
3D chess against.
yeah. Well, he's like
Yeah.
all for
True,
One's
true.
like he's got the power. Even if Shigaraki, which I don't believe he is, if Shigaraki was to some degree like stronger. All for One can just take his quirk. If you like want like All for he's not, but you would think that All for One is like literally the like what's the word? Like the originator of quirks. Like
You would think it
you would
based
think,
on
yeah,
like, his
because it's just
ability.
like he's so broken. So it's just like, is Shigaraki stronger than him? And if he was, can he just switch that with just the touch of his finger? You know, like I think All for One still, even if it's even if it's just mentally, I think he's mentally and probably physically stronger.
You think
than Shigaraki.
All for One? This is total like theory. I have no idea. It's the first time I ever thought about it. Do you think that original glowing baby that like started the whole quirk thing where people discovered they were a thing is All for One?
Could be.
I kind of think so.
I think so.
That's what I took away from it when I saw
the
it.
ability he has.
I just because it was like the
how
first
long
time
did it
anyone ever.
say?
That's the thing. I don't remember
I
how
think it might
long
have said how
between
long
the.
it's been since quirks have been around.
But
That's
All for
what-
One has
that's
been
what I
around
took
for a
away.
long
True.
time.
I kind of
long time.
I kind of just took that as what it was. I
Oh,
guess I
did
never,
you?
That's what I did. That's what I took away
This is the
from
first
it.
time I ever even thought about that.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That's kind of what
I thought he
but-
might have been the originator of quirks, but I didn't even think of that part. They did say the glowing baby. There's the one that like I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I did think he was the originator, but I didn't.
I
think-
was thinking.
I thought he
was
might have been.
originator.
I didn't know. Like
It made sense to me that
fleeting
that
thought.
power was the original power to me. But
It would make sense.
yeah, so I just took that as
Just a crazy thought. Just
I don't know if that's crazy. I think that's pretty.
I mean, that would be so interesting.
I think
But-
that's pretty odd.
But
to
okay,
be honest.
so
Yeah.
back to I think even just based off what we've seen them both do, even like Deku versus like that one lady who like he like put work on like on the rooftop. She had like a
The
The
Sniper?
sniper
Yeah,
girl. I
sniper.
don't remember. I
Like,
can't.
it seemed like
yeah.
he obviously won that, right? But like, I feel like she was still doing like
I mean, she was
stuff.
nuts, though.
Stuff that wouldn't have happened to All Might, in my opinion. I just feel like All Might would have been
I
like,
think
and maybe that's
the fact that he had the other quirks available to him is the reason he won that. If he didn't have
Yeah,
all
exactly.
the other quirks,
But-
exactly
okay,
danger
true,
sense.
true.
And, like,
danger sense kind of cut.
Because
Kinda
All
got him out of
Might
it.
was able to put out a higher percentage of the power at once than Deku still can right now. Like Deku right now is like 45%.
He's still 100%.
He's like
I-
45% plus the other quirks, which make him like you could say evens the gap potentially to where Prime All Might was, but Prime All Might is 100% punch,
I think
100% kick,
All
thrust,
Might
all that
landing-
stuff.
All Might landing a punch on Deku, it's game over. But Deku has all of the other quirks, so
Right,
it
so
does.
it's
His
tough.
potential
Like you
is.
said, it-
I think his
it-
potential
it
is higher. I
evens
don't
it.
think he's stronger.
No, I think
feel
it,
like-
I think
yeah.
it closes the gap a little bit, but I do think All Might is still.
Okay.
I still would give
Prime
Prime.
I just
All
need to see that battle, man. Prime All Might versus All for One. I need to see it. It's like I need to see God Valley and the events of what happened with Garp and all that. I need to see that. That's how I feel about All for One versus All Might. Like, I need to see
Yeah,
that.
I feel like I still. People probably like roast us in the comments, but I generally think All Might's stronger than All Might.
Prime All Might.
I think.
I feel like
even
that's
the All
not
Might that
crazy
we
to
saw,
say.
I think the All Might that we even saw is stronger than current Deku.
I don't know about
even
that.
old All Might. I do. I
I
think.
think All
You
Might
think
landing
Embers All
Wait.
Might is strong? Like the one that
All
was
Might
on
landing
Embers?
a full-on Detroit Smash or whatever on Deku, I think is putting Deku out.
Like the All Might we saw, because he wasn't able to put out 100% like he was before.
Just that
So
Pulse
it's
Ultra
like-
on the Nomu. Like, you should like not even not the Nomu.
But then
just,
we
like,
see, I mean, not saying that Muscular is stronger than the Nomu, but like we saw a weaker version of Deku go 1,000,000% like crazy
but unless
against
his
him.
arms are
like-
broken.
Yeah, I think those numbers.
right, but like he's significantly stronger now than
I
he
was gonna
was
say, I
then.
think
So
those
it's like- and then he
Nomos are-
one taps him, and I'm like,
He did one-tap
I
him.
feel like,
He
I
did,
think
but
the
that's what he
Nomu-
has all the other quirks too.
Wait, I think that Nomu.
but he
is
didn't use the other
Yeah,
way
quirks.
I don't
stronger.
know.
No,
than
he just
Muscular. Way
speedless
stronger.
punched him.
I think that Nomu, that Endeavor face, is way stronger than that Muscular dude.
The Nomu that Endeavor faced is stronger than the one that All Might faced.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think that
Even-
Nomu
but the thing
is
is, even
way
if it
stronger
wasn't-
than most of the
The thing is, even that the Nomu that Endeavor faced, I feel like would have been washed by All Might too. Like there was a massive gap.
Yeah,
between
oh,
Endeavor.
yeah.
There wasn't a massive gap between Endeavor and All Might.
yeah, no,
So,
it's
like,
true. That's true.
It's just hard. It's hard, but I feel like I put All Might on top because only based off visual. Like, I'm not even going based off like narrative or like, whatever. I'm going based off what I've seen.
That's
Like how it
That's
looks.
crazy.
It looks like All Might puts easy work on anything he faces, and Deku hasn't really done that to anyone of a high caliber. It just seems like.
I'll say
I guess we
same.
haven't necessarily seen All Might do it either.
We
but-
haven't seen Deku
but-
face like the everyday person. Like we've seen All Might face against random villains, other than like the Nomu and All for One. We see him face random villains, and it's like easy, no problem. He struggled against the Nomu, and he struggled against All for One. Deku has only like strong people has only fought Shigaraki, the predecessor of All Might. So I feel like it's not
You mean
a
One for
fair. Or, oh yeah, All for One. Sorry,
All for
the
One.
predecessor of All for One. I feel like it's not a fair comparison to compare All Might's feats where he's like going crazy against like fodder to Deku facing Shigaraki, who's like significantly stronger than all those people that All Might fought that we saw him go crazy against, like easily. Because we've seen like the Nomu fight was tough, and he had to dig
I mean, he
deep.
fought Overhaul too. He needed Eri to help him.
Right? No, right. He needed Eri to help him.
I thought All Might wouldn't need that.
I don't know. We can't say because we didn't see the fight.
Right, but that's why. But you're saying I'm not going based off just Shigaraki. I'm going based off Overhaul. I'm going based off everyone he's fought.
Well, no,
I
I'm
don't-
for
I don't-
for the All Might stocks and saying that he could like put work on, or at least comparable to current Deku. We haven't seen him face like a Shigaraki.
Well,
level
we
since
know
All-
he'd be All for One. Or one.
Right, right.
We
Yeah,
know
did.
he'd be All
Yeah.
for One to a level to where he had been incapacitated for a long period of time. We know. Well, we know.
We know. No, we know.
in the manga. Like,
We know Prime All Might did that, but like current All Might is the one that gave the power off, and that's what you're saying. You're saying that All Might is stronger than current Deku.
Oh yeah, stuff like that.
That's where I'm like, I don't know, because he's getting weaker and weaker. So it's like I don't know if that current All Might.
I don't
if,
think.
if
But
he
is
then Deku
it that
simply
he?
isn't there? Like he's not even
I don't know
close.
about
If that's the
I don't
case.
know about this current All Might. I think Deku. might
Well, it's
be
not current because he's not doesn't have the power, but current
Well, yeah.
in terms of
They're
like
like-
the
Well,
beginning
yeah.
of the story.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let
Yeah,
us know.
yeah. Let us know in the
All right.
in the bottom. But what's it? What do you guys think? What quirk or whatever in My Hero would you want to have for yourself, excluding All for One and One for All, because that's just like obviously everyone's gonna choose that. But what quirk would you just want to have like in everyday life?
You want to go first? Go for it.
Oh, I'm going Dark Shadow. I think Dark Shadow.
And you know
That's
that comes
would
with
be
it comes
cool.
with a bird head. Sorry, just gonna let you know that you have
That's
a bird
cool.
head.
That's
Bird-
cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
bird
That's
head.
cool. I'll take it.
What
We're
up,
living in that world,
Tweety
right?
Bird?
We live in that world, right? It's normal. It's fine.
Sure,
It's fine.
sure.
It's
I mean,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, we're chilling. We're
Listen though,
chilling.
listen though. Do you actually want a bird head though?
I mean,
You
I get
actually
full
you
cowling.
would actually be okay with having
Dark
a bird head?
Shadow. Yeah.
What the heck is full calling Dark Shadow?
And he's got like the whole.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. When
when
it's
he was
like,
full
okay.
calling, yeah.
If he can control Dark Shadow at its fullest, that's pretty cool. When he's
Dark
like going
Shadow's like
berserk in the woods,
I promise
if
you.
he can control that though,
I promise you. I don't care how cool the power is. I don't care how strong you are. I'm not having no bird head.
Me personally, I couldn't do the bird head.
I'm in the
Personally.
anime world. I'm.
Nah, bro.
he's full on living in My Hero.
Couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me. Yeah, I'll take a human head for
If you can control
1,000
Dark
million.
Shadow at its like fullest,
You can fly,
that's cool.
and the power is OP. I would say like it's gonna be wild, but I think it's honestly one of the strongest quirks that's out there. I think it's
Okay, questions. I'm gonna like rapid fire some questions for you. Stronger than Todoroki, Fire and Ice.
it's dark enough, yeah.
Really?
I mean, obviously, like his
Wait,
power
are
is
you basing it on the fact that you can control Dark Shadow at like when it's dark, like that,
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If you're at peak darkness,
and you can control him?
and Dark Shadow has control. Yeah,
What is Dark Shadow's
Yeah.
ability?
It's
When
it's
He like goes full on berserk.
it's just insanely like the darker it is out, the stronger Dark Shadow is, but the less control you have over it. But if you have control over it, there's no
What does he
there's
do?
no Dark Shadow. What does he do?
Yeah, what does he
it's
do?
like a shadow that comes out and like boxes people. Like it's a
yeah.
he's like
but-
crazy strong when it's dark out though. Think
It's
about
like-
it when
there's
they're in
not-
the woods in that arc.
But I promise
He's
you,
literally-
You
Whenever
haven't
he's doing-
seen a
whenever he's doing-
limit.
Whenever he's doing anything, this is me. Of another world.
There's not, there isn't a
Crazy.
Where's
cap.
Deku at?
Dude, he was
man.
putting in work when he was going berserk though. If you can control that, he was going nuts.
There's not a cap on his strength. Like you haven't seen a
Yeah.
limit. We just know that what's his face loses control with Dark Shadow. Yeah, the stronger it gets. So I don't know if full control, no matter how dark it gets, that's an insane quirk. So maybe I just think
Yeah, I just like we don't need to compare it to make it like the strongest thing ever.
I mean, I would say like strongest.
he's still one of the
ever,
strongest.
but, like,
Or
yeah,
even
yeah,
that.
I put him.
like,
I put
what
him like
makes it that?
I think it's pretty strong. When
It's just
when
like there's
dark.
no necessarily there's no limit necessarily on its power. It's just like it continues to get stronger the darker it is.
My only problem
Yeah, but only
with
gets some on
downside
the dark.
is that you can't fight.
Right. It's just like we don't know how strong you
Sure.
can get
Sunny
like
day
while
out.
controlling.
You're basically-
We did see
You're
in one of the
Escanor-
movies.
You're Escanor
where
at
they-
midnight.
That's crazy.
What? What do you say?
I
Is it
said-
Escanor versus?
I
Only
said sunny.
fighting at midnight.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it's sunny, when it's like a sunny, beautiful day, you're Escanor at midnight. Like you.
Crazy. Yeah, just unstoppable. Crazy. Yeah. Also, what about you? What quirk would you pick?
Well, you
'Cause
mentioned it, but I'm gonna go Shoto because I mean, fire and ice. Like you got the best of both worlds. Like you got the
Between
ice.
fire and ice, yeah.
Yeah, you got ice as defense.
one thing about Titus, he's gonna find a way to hate.
I'm not-
Like, at the end of the day.
I'm not hating. What are you talking about?
No, also just like best of both worlds. Obviously, talking about fire and ice, and Titus said, "Yeah, but a fire and ice." Like, shut up! Like, you didn't even have to say
I'm not
that.
hating.
Like, obviously, that's what he's talking about. You're a hater. You're just
Bro.
a hater. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yo, what are you talking about? I'm supporting my man. I'm supporting.
Go watch
him.
Free Monsters.
I like.
out.
Yeah,
I
go
literally.
watch
I
Free
told
Monster.
him. I told him before we press play. I would have picked. Potentially would have picked Shoto. I love Shoto. I think he's cold.
I think
they
Shoto-
kind of like nerfed him.
I think they nerfed him because of the story, obviously, with like his dad not using the fire.
They
but, like,
just he was like literally the cold one, the one to beat. The tournament was like, how did Bakugo win this? Oh, because Todoroki stopped. Because
Yeah.
Todoroki didn't care. Because Todoroki was so messed up and had be like, what Deku said to him
I
about
think
embracing your other
that's
side. That's literally he came off like the one, and then like he's just kind of like after that, it's like he fell off. It seems like almost like
I think
not fall. He's still the strong one of the
Well, I
strong
think
ones,
it's
but
He was
it's
because
like,
he's
conflicted. Still,
I mean,
he didn't
he's-
want to use.
Yeah,
this
he's
one.
still fighting.
but
the
he uses
full-
it now.
right. I'm just saying
Kind of,
against,
but, like,
against
not,
Bakugo.
not as much.
No, he
I mean,
uses
No,
it.
not that. I'm
Yeah,
saying he uses
but-
it now.
No, he uses it for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's like he still hasn't fully embraced it in my opinion yet.
I think he has,
think so?
especially right now.
I don't even know because I,
mean, he
feel like
went
he don't
under
get
his-
he don't get enough love to know.
He went under his dad for training. Like he's fully like accepted this is my power, and
Yeah,
like
I
I'm
get-
not
I
ready.
get-
To,
I think
what
I'm not
upsets
ready
me-
to forgive you yet, but I'm willing to train under you because I know you're number 2 or number 1 now for a reason.
What
Like,
upsets me is I just feel like I said, Deku progressing, Bakugo, like we all saw that fight. Like, here's the thing. This is where my mind's at, right? Shoto's like the one to beat, right? He's the number 1 in terms of class 1A or 8.
I think
1A?
he's
Yeah.
still.
And I
don't
he
understand
seems that way. Oh, it's not that way at all, in my opinion, anymore. Because as soon as
This
like
makes no sense.
past the tournament thing, it was like, okay, now the number 1 and 2 in class 1A are Deku and Bakugo. That's it. You just like you're there.
Dark
Yeah.
Shadow.
Nah.
I feel like after the fight, especially with
And that's what I was
Deku
gonna-
versus
that's where I was
Bakugo,
going.
Yeah,
That fight solidified for me. Is like Deku can't even beat Bakugo. Bakugo is number 1 right now. And I think Deku could have beat Bakugo. I think there's probably some things holding him back in terms of like
I just
psychological things and
I
like
get based on
or maybe
the-
he just wasn't there
I
yet.
get based
but-
on the anime world, like in what the world Bakugo is the strongest, but I feel like Shoto's actual quirk is stronger than Explosion quirk, in my opinion. The fact that he has
the
fire
way
hand-
Bakugo uses it though makes it so like he utilizes
Tell
it.
you
so
what,
much.
man.
Like same thing with Lemillion. He makes
not-
it. He makes it.
I'm yeah,
Because
I'm
where
saying
he can,
based
like-
on it.
he can,
Yes,
like,
based
fly.
on in the anime. Yes, I agree with what you're saying, but I think
When
in
you
an
hear
actual
fire and ice,
yes,
and then,
actual like real world, if those quirks existed, I think fire and ice is winning every single time.
but if they can be used the same way that it's used in the anime, it's like
Yeah,
well,
but again, you like you said, Shoto hasn't even. It's like he's literally they made him like peak. Like they're not even showing
What
him
makes-
like progress.
for what I okay, so this is what makes me like Shoto. If he did, it seems like before when he was just using ice.
He's
like,
literally
it doesn't-
half
no,
the
listen.
Stadium,
What-
like
what I-
he's like Aokiji.
What I'm saying, right? But what I'm saying is he.
don't
comes-
disrespect Aokiji.
Oh, shit.
But he
Okay,
has-
hold on. Let me see what I'm trying to say. He seems like he was him, like ferocious, strong. Like you can't do anything to me. That's what as a Todoroki came off like to me, and now it comes off like he's totally self-reliant. Obviously, they are self-reliant on their quirks, but it seems like it's just like I don't know if that makes sense to me, but like it just seems like he's not.
Like he doesn't
Huh.
need to progress
Like
because
he's
he's,
not
already
like,
there.
Like, Bakugo seems like you're not gonna do anything. To me.
I just think
Bakugo's
Deku
like-
and Bakugo seem more driven, and I think
That might be
think
it.
they're more driven because of Todoroki's like situation he's in with his dad and his mom, and like finding out the truth of the whole situation. Like he's has real problems and he's like working them out, so that hinders him a little bit.
Is
And
that
he-
what they're doing?
he-
Is what I want to know. Is that
he-
actually what they're
I-
doing
I think
narratively, or
you're gonna find out this next season?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
he's-
I'm just saying.
we know,
I
but like
think-
No,
even
like-
still, it's just like
You have literally Ace and Aokiji's power together, and you're telling me you're not one of the strongest people in the world.
but the caliber
Okay,
of how
I'm just
those
saying,
quirks,
once
how
again-
those devil fruits are applied in One Piece and like
Yes.
infused with hockey, infused with like even just the scaling of like how that comes off in One Piece versus how it comes off in My Hero. It's not they can't.
You're
they're-
basing them
I
off
get
of
what
the
you're
anime.
saying.
again,
Well,
though,
yeah,
is
well, yeah,
what I'm
because
saying.
that's what we're talking
But I'm
about.
just saying, like, if you have those quirks, you should be able to
Right.
train them and make them so much stronger. Than
It's
they
just
are.
like it's tough because it's like, yeah, like if you put it as simple as you had Aokiji and Ace's fruit, you would be insane because we've seen what Ace and Aokiji have done. Like Aokiji
but-
frozen ocean. Nothing in My Hero is comparable to
No,
that.
I-
So it's like you can't. It's
Listen,
hard
though.
to compare.
Listen though, because just because he has fire and ice, and Aokiji has ice and Ace has fire, the Logia ability is way different than how like it's not
True.
like you can it's not
But the
it's not like he can't burn from fire. Like he can get burned from that probably still.
He's
Endeavor
literally living
Endeavor has been scarred.
Yeah.
Like
No,
he's been
Todoroki
scarred.
got burned from
Like
freaking
they
boiling water.
like Ace can't be burned from fire because
But I'm
he
just-
is fire.
I'm
Logia is
saying-
all
I see what you're saying.
he literally turned like half the stadium into ice as like a 14-year-old. If he continues to regress, how are you not going to be crazy strong?
Well, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I think
saying.
Stage
That's
progress
why-
100%.
bro, This is what
Yeah.
pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like it just seems like he fell
I'm-
off.
that's what I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, it just seems like he
like
fell
I'm
off.
saying, if you have that power, like it's like they're nerfing him in that anime world.
Oh, I get
Is
what
my
you're saying.
point. It's like
I get-
the
yeah.
anime
I get
itself
what
is
you're
like
saying.
nerfing him.
I get what you're
Because if you're like 14, 15 years old and you're like ice aging the whole freaking like
Have you
tournament,
seen Fire Force?
I haven't yet. But like,
I'm just saying, any kind of fire ability, if you can train it to get to the level of Fire Force, you're like that, and you just win.
I think
And you
Shidra,
just
if
win.
You can,
Good
you
old
can
Shidra.
train-
That's it.
I think if you can train it, I mean that's
Bakugo
I
going
think
down.
if the My Hero creators want Todoroki to be him, they'll make him him.
Yeah.
But it seems like they made him him, and now he's not. Like that's how it comes off to me. Like
I
which is
agree.
which
I
is
feel like
annoying.
he-
Which is annoying to me
Yeah.
because
in that fight, Bakugo blowing up any ice thing, I feel like is at a disadvantage, Todoroki, because you're blowing up the ice, creating like distractions and that ice going everywhere. So I feel like he would have to primarily use his fire side to fight Bakugo
yeah,
and
which
control the
is-
explosions.
well,
and
I think Bakugo. I think in that fight, if Todoroki would not have been so discombobulated by what Deku had said, he would have beat Bakugo.
I think
In that-
with
in that fight,
with
he
just
was.
with
ice.
clear
Because
mind.
Bakugo was
Oh,
even Bakugo was
100%.
even saying he was like, "I didn't win this. Like, what the heck? You weren't
Yeah.
even." He was
When they
pissed. He was
restrained him.
pissed.
I think it would have been
That
a
was
lot.
great.
Yeah.
That was great.
I think it would have been a lot closer than anyone thinks because I think Bakugo has like, if not number one, number two battle IQ to everyone in Class 1A. He's so smart and he learns like just as fast as Deku.
Right.
Deku,
No, I don't
Deku
disagree.
pre-plan, like Deku's like a Batman. He pre-plans, has prep time, all that stuff. Bakugo on the spot learns and figures people out. So like, if he got burned a little bit by Todoroki, like learned how to maneuver around it, I feel like he potentially could have found a way to beat him. I
I
think
think we
based,
learn for the
based
next time.
on narrative for sure. I mean, yeah, that could happen too. I just
Because
think
narratively
I just
in
think
this
it would've
time
been
in the show,
closer.
Todoroki was the one to beat, and it was like Bakugo was like the hater. he was
Fair.
like, Bakugo was a hater,
Yeah, I
and like
agree. I agree.
like, he
In
was
that
he was not
exact
what he is now. He's not
situation,
is what he is now.
Yeah, I think
Bakugo-
Todoroki's winning.
Todoroki
In that
was the one to
exact
beat.
Moment,
I still
and
think it's
what-
closer than like a easy wash. But
I think
see what you're
having what
saying.
knowing what we know now, you can look back and say it probably would have been closer. But in the moment, we knew he won because Todoroki was messed up. That is what we all like knew to be the case.
Todoroki with a clear head.
Yeah, he didn't use any
I think
fire.
that's
'cause he,
what-
like,
Not
he
even
was
just
still-
fire. I feel like he would have won anyway. I think we would have won with just the ice.
Todoroki's.
I don't know.
I think Todoroki's battle IQ was pretty high though too.
I don't
These
think
things-
so.
Well, this is what
I
I'm
think
saying.
Nah, I
They
think that's
nerfed
the
him. That's what I'm
difference.
telling you.
I don't think his battle IQ is high. Like, but like based on what Titus was saying before, not necessarily. He not devil fruit. He is quirk reliant because he's like, my quirk is so strong, I don't have to train and get battle experience to get better because my quirk is already so strong. But when you're
Kinda like the
facing
Logias.
when you're facing against crafty people that have a strong quirk but know how to use it, like propel themselves the way that Bakugo can, it's
No.
tougher to beat them because they have a higher battle sense. I don't think, based on what we've seen, Todoroki has that. Like you said, he's blasting an insane amount of ice, wasting his quirk for no reason when he doesn't have to. He's just overusing it because I'm just going to win like that. He didn't have to do all that. Bakugo has the sense, although he doesn't come off that way,
He
to
doesn't come out the way
limit
he is.
himself
Well,
to
Bakugo's
not overuse his quirk like that.
close combat. IQ is insane.
Actually, crazy.
Yeah.
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 Bakugo is different, and we didn't realize that. I didn't realize that off the bat because he comes off like a hot meathead, right?
Yeah.
No, he's so smart, and I think they even said he was like top in the class, or one of the top.
He was,
in
like,
terms of
number
intellect.
2 or 3, and like Deku's like 4. Like he's technically book smart. He's smarter technically than Deku, which is crazy.
which is like
It
hard to
is.
believe, honestly. Like, you just think that Deku, because like I think he's smart, but he is so hot headed and stubborn and arrogant in ways. He's kind of like what's his name on Bullock, the one who's really good at. He's like a beast, but he's just so stubborn to where he's like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do everything my way.
The
King,
Uh,
the King guy.
yeah, it might be King.
Uh,
He's got that hair. He
yeah,
joined
yeah, that's the.
Donkey. That
Yeah,
guy?
yeah,
yeah.
he's like him. where it's
Boru,
like,
Boru,
he's
right?
Boru.
Yeah,
He's so
yeah.
good, but he's so arrogant and stubborn. That my way, I'm not gonna change my way. I'm gonna do it my way. Baku, in a sense, reminds me of that of like you're holding your own self back by your hot-headedness, by your unwillingness to work as a team, by your unwillingness to do a lot of these things. I feel like Deku has humbled him into doing on a few occasions, but like that holds him back, which is why it would blow my mind that he would have better battle IQ because I feel like Deku is more clear-headed, more what's the best thing that we can do for the situation without me thinking I'm necessarily the solution because I might not be. Maybe Baku is the solution in this situation. Maybe Todoroki is the
Bakugo
solution in this situation.
in the moment, like if you're going in the moment, if Deku gets time to analyze, 100 like
He's like
Deku's
Isagi.
better,
He's like
but-
Isagi.
you put Bakugo like getting into somebody's face and not giving him time to think. Bakugo is
Well, I think Bakugo is better.
Fa-
Like
I agree.
I think
Yeah.
Bakugo is better like himself, whereas Deku might be better like team oriented with like the teams. I feel like because Bakugo's like I'm gonna go in.
It's my thing is like I think Midoriya is like that too. I'm not saying
Well, Midoriya.
Bakugo-
let's not
Bakugo's-
get it twisted. Midoriya is going to be better than Bakugo in both of them.
Right,
And
I
Yeah,
think-
I'm saying,
but I agree with what
during
you're
the
saying.
team events, Deku was way more team oriented, way more like we're gonna have a plan.
before he had any kind of handle on his court.
That's why
Yeah,
they
yeah.
beat Bakugo and
Yeah.
Ida.
yeah. Whereas Bakugo's like, nah, you idiots are gonna be like be behind me,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go do this real quick. Which
Right.
so like his one-on-one battle sense, yes, might be stronger, but like as like a team, he doesn't. He
yeah.
doesn't grasp.
sure.
that.
Hold on, pause.
So-
Our friend, he texted me. This is relevant to anime, so that's why I'm saying it. He texted me and Isaac in a group chat. He said, "Is Zoro the voice of All Might?" And yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. And Vegeta.
and
And
And Snake.
Yami.
Yami. That's
And
Yeah.
Vegeta. And he's in Watch Black
yet.
Clover though.
No.
Well, he's wrong, man.
But yeah.
Honestly.
double voice actors.
So Titus, who is your
Don't hate on it.
favorite?
Don't hate on
Oh, we didn't even get there. Did
What's
we?
your favorite
Yami's voice actor.
quirk? What quirk would you choose to have if you could?
If I
pick
couldn't
one?
do one for all or all for one, if I had to pick a quirk.
It's tough. There's a lot.
Ah, man, I would choose Mineta. I'm playing. No, I'm playing.
Great Rush is crazy.
No.
He said he's sticking with it.
No, I'd pick probably. Like I told you guys, I really do like Shigaraki's evolution, like what you were talking, the arc he was talking about, where he elevated and where he could like decay things. I mean, but like that's like
Titus
like
said,
you need-
I want to be a villain.
you have to be so you have to be so careful with that though.
To me, it's like the Midas touch, man. Like you're
Yeah.
turning everything to gold. Like
Yeah. So
he-
no, I would pick. Honestly, I'd probably pick what's her name, the one who can like taste blood and like get the turn into them and
Toga,
have
I'm
their
pretty sure.
Toga.
you
Straight vampire.
ability. No, having their quirk too.
You gotta drink their
Or even-
blood, though.
just got to take people's
That is
blood. That's the
nasty.
only thing.
But in that world, it's not like crazy. Even like Stain, bro, like he does that too.
yeah, but
true.
then he has to lick it. While someone have AIDS and it's over.
I'm not hating on it. I just that's nasty.
it's just animated. It's just animated blood. Ain't nothing.
It is a cool.
Ain't nothing to it.
ability,
it's cool.
but it's nasty to get there.
Hey, you can have any quirk you want to.
It's
Actually,
true.
I like this guy the most. He's probably my favorite. I don't like Endeavor for some reason. I don't like his ability. I like Endeavor the character, but I do not like his ability. I just think he doesn't look cool. Like Shoto Todoroki, I would take his ability because it's both.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't like. I mean, I like fire like abilities; those are cool. But I don't know why I don't like Endeavor. I just don't like his ability. It doesn't
Dude,
look
when he's
cool to me.
fighting that Nobu though,
I didn't-
and
I
he
didn't-
was, like,
It was
player-
cool to see him
Oh.
overcome that, but even then, Hawks
I don't
was
know.
more entertaining to me, and that's what I'm going to.
Dude, I don't know.
Hawks.
When he was
I was gonna say hugs.
Were you?
I was gonna say.
Oh!
That's crazy.
See,
No,
I
you
was say
got-
hugs.
no,
That's
I got
okay.
you so different.
Because
I got you
Hawks
so different.
is so cold. He's so fast. the way that he utilizes the wings, bro, I never thought that would be a thing.
He just
The way
pissed
he
me
can
off.
control his feathers.
I'm sorry. The way he
I hate her
utilizes
nowadays.
those wings. Yo,
Honestly.
what? Yo, y'all see how they hate on me?
I choose a Nomu.
Honest
Honestly,
about
screw
love
you. I
and
choose
connection.
Nomu. The Nomu that Endeavor fought. That's what I choose.
Yo.
Bump all that.
Goodness.
No, Hawks is cold, bro.
Okay.
He's so cold.
I choose the rabbit.
Oh, man.
Lola Bunny. No, bro. Anyways. Oh, we talked about her earlier. We're big fans.
Oh, goodness.
But no, Hawks, his ability is cold. The way he's like, the way he fights, the way he does it. You know, actually, I'll just cut it off there
No,
so
no,
Isaac
no.
can go.
That's insane. No,
Oh,
keep
it's
going.
gonna
Keep
be-
going. Keep going. Why do you like him?
No, and let's talk about how your dude rides on him so hard.
Oh,
Shadow.
Yeah, Dark Shadow.
Dark Shadow. He loves himself some Hawks.
it's just his mentor.
He's a big fan.
I mean, yeah, he's just a mentor.
Oh, that's sorry, I blanked. I totally forgot that they.
Oh my gosh.
Low key,
It's been
though,
a minute.
low key, I feel like this ability could be like way more strong than what we've seen. But I'm gonna choose Uraraka and her gravity quirk. I feel like that quirk
You know who
should
he's thinking of right now?
Underdog.
should
You know who
be
he's thinking of?
insane. I'm not thinking of no one from One
You
Piece.
know who he's
I'm not
thinking
thinking
of
of
right
no one
now?
from One Piece.
He's like, what's his name?
I'm
Hold
not
on,
thinking
don't say his
of-
name.
no,
Don't say his name. I
I'm gonna
know.
say it. I'm gonna say it.
Why am I forgetting his name? No.
I know.
Fujitora.
Yeah.
Fujitora.
Look,
He's like,
listen,
he's like
no.
gravity, man.
Listen.
When he had the whole thing in
Wait.
front of the whole crew and the
Have-
fleet, and he
have
said, "I'm gonna
Okay,
end
listen,
you."
listen.
Have we seen her like make things heavier in the anime?
No, we just seen
Uh,
her light stuff,
She
Just
she
make
makes
her
things
look.
like I mean
lifting it up.
yeah no yes we
No, yeah,
have
she dropped
we've seen
it.
her lift up debris but then she like forces it down. I don't think her ability is just to make things lighter.
I know. I'm not. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
asking though. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm pretty
Well,
sure she
well,
did.
well,
Even
all
when
I've,
she-
all I've
she
really ever
control-
seen her do it with her, like lift
make-
herself,
yeah, lift
flying,
things.
and lift.
if she
I
can
just
do
think
full
that
Fujitora,
ability should be colder. You train yourself, make yourself lighter. The way you could easily just like quickly boom, rush people, bop, shoot them up in the air. Like though, if you had just had some guns, boom, make them faster,
Yeah.
making them lighter, bop, bop. I just feel like that power is actually
lot of-
crazy and underutilized. Like
Yo,
Her
y'all
power is
please tell,
insane.
please tell Isaac in the comments for picking her.
no,
Oh,
that power,
oh, oh,
gravity
oh,
powers,
if
gravity
she can
powers
get,
in
like-
any show, any anime
can get
ever.
her- even
are
if
broken.
Any anime but My
and,
Hero. for
and
sure.
hers is underutilized. I think. I don't think
If
it's
she can get
because
any fraction of Fujitora, fraction, she's still sitting.
yeah,
No.
she's not
Yo,
like,
Fujitora fodder, man.
she's not
I'm
making
playing, I'm
meteors
playing,
come
I'm
down. Yeah,
I'm
that's
playing,
that's
I'm
that's
playing,
hate,
I'm
that's
playing.
hate, that's hate.
But Sabo was gonna work on him. That's all I'm saying.
That's hate.
Fight.
She's
Man.
not making meteors come down,
No.
but she should be able to do more than what she's doing right now.
That's what I'm
and I
saying.
think
If
I
she
think it's
can-
because she's
she
not the
can-
MC. If she was given a big three, top three Todoroki, Bakugo, Midoriya treatment, I feel like she's doing
But,
worse.
yeah, maybe,
Except
but
that-
like also maybe in this world they don't think of gravity in like a sense of
They
like
put her in the support role.
because what? Well,
Oh,
yeah, it's
yeah.
like why would you get someone in power that could be so broken and then not allowed to like, be anything more?
They
than what it
did
is?
full on
Uh,
support
Because they disrespected her. Her gravity power. I'm just saying gravity. Any show you've seen with gravity powers, they're
But
insane.
they could put limits on it, like like they can't do such.
She throws up if she uses it too much. She throws up
It's
rainbows.
dizzy,
It's
yeah.
insane. Honestly, you took Hawks. I'm pissed about it, but I do think
Yo,
gravity is such a broken power, and I think
Hawks
that,
is cool.
I think
huh?
I could utilize it right. I think I could do it right.
Hawks is cool, huh?
I think I'm
He's
wearing.
pretty cool. I like that. I'm glad I picked that one.
Shut up. So I think I'm using a jetpack. I'm making myself lighter so I can move at the speed
Oh,
of light.
man.
How about that?
Even when I'm not trying to hate, I'm still
I'm
ahead.
gonna give an honorable mention here.
Let's hear
it.
Yeah.
The clone guy, because he can literally make a full-on army of himself. Like just
Only downside is you could go crazy.
yeah,
I know which
absolutely.
one's
I'm
That,
just saying,
that was a cool thing to explore though, because you've
That-
never ever
that
seen it
whole-
with people not unsure of who they
that's
are.
also kind of an honorable story arc. A little bit. It's very mini, but like that was kind of deep when he was going crazy. You need his mask kind of keep him together. Like that whole thing was kind of deep.
Yeah.
It was. It
Yeah.
was.
Double.
Yeah,
Double.
yeah, dude.
Twice.
Twice.
His name's Twice, but
Twice.
doubles the ability. But his name was Twice, right?
Yes. That whole his whole storyline was pretty cool, honestly, and his ability because they even talk about it like when he gets it together and he can create. They have to stop him now because he's about to create
Yeah.
a full on unbelievable army of just himself. So that would be also a crazy power.
It's like
That's
Naruto, but not Naruto because he can keep it together. You
Yeah.
know?
But that would also be
That's true.
I mean, if you didn't go crazy, obviously, but That's why it's an honorable
That's
mention.
such a dark
All
element
right,
to Naruto.
so we got through all the quirks.
Yes.
We got through. So who's your favorite character in we all gave quirks. Dark Shadow, Soto's Fire and Ice, Hawks, and then we got what's her name? Eureka.
Uraraka, Uravity,
Uraraka.
whatever you want to call her.
Gravity.
Gravity
Yeah, we
powers.
love that.
She's insane.
Um,
Let's keep it going.
Who's your favorite? Okay, outside of quirks, just character, the development. I feel like Deku should be excluded from this argument
I'm saying Lemillion.
because okay,
Go first.
okay, go ahead. Yeah, okay, Lemillion.
I'm
Why
saying-
is he your favorite character?
I just
and
love
all
his
and
whole-
all of My Hero from everything that's from beginning.
I
to
just
end.
like his whole progression. The fact that he was like, it's kind of the whole like he was bullied as a kid and he didn't let it get to him. Like he had a useless power
Uh-huh.
essentially, and he
Use-
figured.
he was supposed to be the successor for All for One.
Yeah,
Or One
I
for
mean,
All, One
not
for All.
like when he. Yeah, eventually when he figured out how to make.
Yeah,
his
when he
power
became what he
useful.
became.
Yeah, but like it shows his whole backstory of how he's picked on because his power sucks and he always winds up naked and all that stuff because he's just useless.
Mhm.
And to become what he was, like the number one at the school and stuff, and then like we talked about before, how he gets his power taken, he's still cold.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
he's a great character.
His whole character is.
There's
I
no
love him.
negatives. Even after he lost power, he was still like super cool.
He's
about
super
it. Like,
chill, super funny,
nice,
super
kind.
yeah.
I'm just
calm.
happy you're safe. You know, like type of
Right.
attitude.
He doesn't
like,
He still has the superhero attitude.
He
Yeah.
doesn't care. Like he
like a
cares,
Captain,
but he
like a
doesn't-
Captain America. Or
he-
something.
yeah, he doesn't come across that he like cares that he lost his ability, but
Yeah. Okay. Continue. All right.
yeah. So I would pick Lemillion.
That's a
as
good
just
one.
cool
Real
character.
quick, as an honorable mention, this is gonna bring it back to the last
Oh
podcast.
my
It's an honorable mention.
He said I can't stick with gravity.
No, I rock with gravity.
Good
I'm
episode honorable
not
mention, too.
departing.
All right, let's hear it.
But what's his face from Class 1B that can touch someone and then
And get
take
their
their
quirk?
quirk?
Oh,
That's
And although he can only use it for a short period of time, he levels it up, it upgrades, and I think that over time you can keep it for longer periods of time. That is such
So
a
you can
good quirk.
advance it to where he's freaking Peter Petrelli and can have hold multiple at once or
Although,
something.
yeah, although
Isn't he able to hold multiple?
I thought he was supposed to-
again?
he might be able to hold multiple, but it's like for still a short period of
Whoa.
time. It's not like stockpiled where he just
No,
keeps it. But
I'm-
it's like,
I think he-
Other honorable mention, the dude that can talk to you,
oh,
you
that
is-
is a good quirk.
control
That's
you.
a great quirk.
it's
You
that's
respond to him, and it's like you're frozen when Deku
cool. Well,
fought
the fact
him.
that he has the voice changer too.
Yeah.
Yo, and now he has a voice changer.
That's cool.
That quirk is insane.
If literally,
was
I promise
broken.
you, if you were Batman with that quirk, you win. You win
Well,
because
hold on,
you
hold
can
on.
fight
Who's,
like
who's
that.
training him? The Batman of My Hero, Aizawa.
I'm just saying, if you can fight like that, if you can fight like that with that quirk, you are a menace, and you really,
Pause.
you really could beat so many people.
Aizawa. His ability, you're quirkless, and I'm a beast of fighting.
He's got Visine.
It's
Hey,
over.
Hey, do
Visine
you
for
want Hawk
days.
back?
It's
You can take
over for
Hawk
you.
now.
No. But
No, I would take.
That was.
I would take. I'm
Keeping
not taking
Visine
Hawk.
in business over here.
I'm taking Gravity still. I think Gravity. I think I could make Gravity
But like,
power.
but from what
broken.
we've seen though, which would you like?
I feel like her powers are actually nice. The ability to.
From what we've seen though,
What do you mean? What you
from what we've
seen?
seen in the anime, like what's like? You think that's the most the best?
I
one?
think
The best one?
her mentality is the biggest part of why her power is not as strong as it is.
And that's
She
so
doesn't.
beautiful.
She doesn't
From
care
what we've
about
seen,
being
though-
the strongest. She doesn't care about being the
From what
strongest.
we've
She
seen,
just wants to save
Like
people.
Kev said, they
So that's-
support rolled her.
That's her character, and
Right,
if that's
right.
what she wants to be,
Yeah.
And so
it is what it is.
It's beautiful.
But
So from
give
what
me
we-
that
so-
power,
so from
Sakura.
what-
and it's different.
So from what
Honestly,
we- so-
Titus,
so from-
honestly,
Sakura.
honestly.
So from what we've seen, I think who do you pick?
The Nate
Out of
Chopper's
everyone
getting respect
that you've
on
seen,
Windbreakers.
huh?
We said they Sakura her. They just. But
No,
then
bro. Sakura is like,
Sakura's
I'm
nice.
finally on your level, man. I'm
She gonna-
finally there.
Sakura
he
is
said,
nice.
he said
He's gonna have one of
Windbreakers
those.
is putting respect back on Sakura's name.
Honestly, man, I don't feel ashamed every time I go to Sakura, man, to get that hibachi anymore because of Windbreakers. I appreciate
Low
it.
key though, that dude that can eat things and then like get their power is kind of nice too. Although I wouldn't want that disgusting power.
Oh, like our remaster
the
friend.
number 3.
Oh, dude, that
You done.
that is a pretty cool ability.
It is kind of cool. Like if you eat it, you can gain like part of their ability.
Just
Probably
without-
it's if
minus
it's
his personality. 'cause-
yeah, if it's not like Gravity, which I think would be insane for someone that actually trains and like wants to be strong, could be crazy. But like obviously the dude that I forget his name, but that can copy quirks. But that also like has a limit though, because you have to be around people that are strong that have quirks.
Right.
So unless you have that, your quirk is useless.
And that was a great honorable mention that we both gave.
That's honorable
But
mention.
voice
back to
Continuing.
favorite characters. Kev, were you saying something, or who's your favorite character in the whole
Favorite
show?
character,
outside of,
favorite
like-
story development. It's gotta be Todoroki. Going through that, like with Endeavor as a dad, like the whole family situation, I think is really cool and well set up. I think he's got like could be like he's got MC power level, but they hold him back with all of this psychological like bearing, and so I really like his character and the development there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
I like Todoroki too. I just am upset. I think that's what frustrates me. We were talking about this for like 20 minutes. Is just the way it seems like he was nerfed. Like he came off like such a big, like strong character. And yes, he had all this psychological thing, but like it's anime. Real life application is different.
But he's
But
not
it's
getting
time to overcome, you know?
He's not getting the MC treatment though,
I
so
feel
that's
like-
why he's got to be on the back.
but he's
burner.
not MC, but he's not side character either. Like he's still like main.
It's
He's not
'cause
main
it's got-
character, but he's
it's
like
gotta be-
he's recurring cast. He's third in command. Like
That's
he's
what I'm
not.
saying. It's got to be like Deku and Bakugo, and then like he's like the third. So they.
It
can't
should be
do-
Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki. That's Todoroki. Todoroki. Like, that's what it should be. I mean, Bakugo and him have that connection from growing up together, so
Yeah.
that's probably why they put it Bakugo.
So it's like he's like just a little.
Yeah, but like they're the big three. Why did I hold 4 up?
You're talking about.
It's been a long episode.
You're talking about gravity.
The Holy Spirit's in there too. so-
Don't sleep on
Oh,
Gravity.
oh,
Don't
man.
sleep on my girl Uraraka.
Yeah,
Bakugo's
anyways,
tough
anyways,
too.
anyways, I think who's your favorite character
My favorite character
outside of
it's
like
tough.
Deku and
It's tough. I'm not gonna choose Deku, but like my favorite, it's tough. I'll say I do like Hawks a lot. I don't know if he's my favorite. I like him a lot because we were uncertain of him
You
for
went
a
through
little bit.
waves.
That was
You
crazy.
went
Because
through, like
You liked him. He came off
hated.
as this cool dude, but he was also kind of sly. It was just like
Mischievous.
the way he was going about things. But then you find out like he was a double agent and he did care for the heroes and made you like him more. It's like this cool swap dude, with this dope
for a
ability
couple
Swag.
for a
that I
couple
would have
episodes
chosen, but
there,
someone else
You got
stole from
swag.
me.
Well, for a couple episodes, you're like, oh man, like
Shut up.
Yeah.
wait, is this dude mad? Like, is he
Yeah.
working for a couple episodes? You're like,
Yo, especially
you're
since,
doubting him a
even
little
just
bit.
the-
especially since him and Endeavor are finally starting like to have a
Yes.
connection and grow. It seems like, and it's like, oh, is he actually gonna be screwing them over?
The
That's what I'm
clinging
saying.
himself to Endeavor and then like him talking about Inomu and then Inomu showing up, all that stuff was kind of like, wait a minute. It made you think this guy's sketchy, which finding out he wasn't was so cool. So like he's a really
relief,
cool character
yes.
and he could be up there for me. But in terms of like
About to steal mine, so it's
writing
fine.
in depth,
I can tell.
you don't know what
Yeah.
it is.
Do it, steal
I
it.
don't know what it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just honestly right now it's still between two people. So shut up.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
I want you. I want
So
you. To
you know which one it is for me, though.
I
don't.
want you
Yeah,
to
you
I
do.
don't know.
Titus's.
I
want this to happen.
I would say it's Bakugo.
Oh, you
And-
thief!
And the reason it's Bakugo.
He knew.
No, I didn't. I thought I
Yeah.
could have been between
He knew,
Todoroki and Bakugo.
he knew it was.
It's Bakugo, and honestly, I love his quirk too. I could have chosen that, but I wanted to be different. Because someone stole mine.
Nah.
Just gonna
He
continue to
chose-
remind you
Instead,
that
he decided to pick you, Rabbit.
y'all sleeping. Y'all sleeping on it. It's a tough
She said-
ability. Can we just talk about when Toga used her
Oh, no.
ability and like
No.
murdered like
No.
10 people back to back? Can we not talk about
Hold on.
how it's
I
like
got you.
Dude,
Oh
the
my!
disrespect right now.
it's hate. It's hate.
That
Watch,
was-
just wait. She's gonna get her moment and watch something crazy happen,
And then she just
and we're gonna
you
come
just
back.
float away.
Right.
Bye.
And guess what? And when that happens, I'm rooting for you, girl.
You know what?
Until that,
You know what?
until that
You know
happens,
what?
until,
Boom.
until that happens.
Don't let me touch you when I get that power,
Hold
bro.
on.
That's what
It's
I'm saying.
over.
Bye.
No, but it's Bakugo because like honestly, I hated him so much. He was such an irritating character.
Uh-huh.
Why do you hate Deku
Right.
just to hate him? It seems like
I mean,
you just
because of this.
hate him just to
Right. Hold on.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show it for the people to
There you
see. But it was like just so irritating. It's like Deku just wants to be a hero, and even though he doesn't have a quirk, he just wants to help people. And Bakugo just seems to be like just destroying his dreams in front of his eyes, burning his journal, like you'll never be a hero, screwing him, all that. And then like they get to this hero course together, yada yada, all this stuff happens, and then you find out like his motivation and the reason why he was so mean and rude and disrespectful to Midoriya. It was really to like protect him, because like at the end of the day, we find out, especially after the whole arc where they try to capture Bakugo and make him evil, he really does want to be a hero, and he actually does care about people, although he can't show it because
Express it in a good way
he
at all.
can't express it at all. he cared enough about Midoriya to destroy his dream, because without a quirk, you can't do it. And even the number one hero, All Might, said, sorry, but you can't be a hero without a quirk. So Bakugo, in his own weird, twisted way, was trying to show him, I know you really want to be this, but you can't be it. And that was added such like a layer of depth to him, and as a character, like, okay,
I don't know how to show emotion, but in order for me to actually save you, because this is
Yeah.
what I want to be, I'm going to bully you into
Yeah.
not chasing a dream that is not attainable for you
Yeah.
because you don't have a quirk. Which is like,
Yeah.
it's like, wow. But like, you still like, we don't know that.
terrible
It's just-
execution, but
terrible
like,
execution.
but it was
and
like
it didn't work.
at the end of the day, he cared about him.
Yeah.
If he didn't have a quirk, though, it's like, okay, like Bakugo was always right.
Right.
So yeah, I think he's a really good character in terms of like writing and strength. His using his ability to sweat and then ignite that sweat and turning it into what it is now is such a cool ability. Seeing him, he's got to be my favorite character. Like, he's so cool, and I just want to see like how strong he gets in this show.
He is cool. Shoot.
Yeah. What about you,
Should I pick?
Titus?
Who should I pick? Well, since he stole mine as being a hater because I chose his hogs, I was
No, it's just
I thought
you were gonna
to-
say something you switched up last second, and that's what got me.
No. Hawks is on my list already. I just couldn't pick, couldn't pinpoint. And then I was like, there you go. Anyways,
Shout out to
Bakugo
Raven.
is one of my favorite characters. My favorite character is Deku, but like, it's like, I'm not gonna pick him. He's an MC. I'll go All Might because
Real.
I like his, like the whole I mean, people don't realize how deep it is. The whole smile in the face of everything, right?
Mhm.
Like, he knows the detrimental things that happen if he doesn't like provide, and he doesn't ever always know that he's going to be able to do that. And like, going in there just smiling to bring comfort to other people, even though he's putting himself through the worst thing possible. And obviously, after his fight with All For One, where he's like, it's not as easy for him as it used to be, and he can only have it for a limited time, and he's still like, how can I save people? How can I do the best? And we don't even know his whole backstory. We just know that all he wanted to do was be a hero. He was also quirkless, but obviously he had, when he got One For All, it was easier for him to master than Deku. It seems like I don't know if it was his body composition, he was stronger or more, whatever. But his will, I mean, I think he sees himself in Deku. That's why he chose him, right? Like, this person whose purpose is to just actually save and be a person that can like provide that protection. for
Definitely
people.
saw himself in Deku.
Yeah, so
100%, and that's like why 100% why he gave him the power, and what motivated All Might to surpass his limits in that
Yeah.
moment to fight that nasty
for
goob,
Deku and for the future of that.
nasty blob green monster. Like, without Deku rushing in and seeing himself in him, a quirkless boy willing to sacrifice himself, like, just adds so much
Yeah,
like emotional attachment to the character of All Might, and makes you like respect him. He's not just number one because
Yeah.
he's the strongest. He's number one because he
sacrifice.
he's exactly.
You
He's
don't
willing to
realize-
sacrifice his time, which is so valuable, being the number one hero.
And it
So-
parallels like reality in the sense of just like, you know how many times like fathers that are struggling to provide, but they're doing the best that they can. They're hiding it from their kids just because they don't want them to know. Like, they're doing these things that they can for them, and that's like deep. But like, when they would explain the reason why he smiled, I thought about this stuff, like in real life application, like how the man of the house or the father is going to do everything he can to provide for his family, for his kids, for his wife, and he's gonna smile. And he's gonna act like, "Hey, I love you. I'm gonna take care of you."
Everything's all.
But like, everything's good. Don't worry about it. No water's off duck's back. But internally, he's like freaking out. How do I figure this out? What do I got to do? How do we do this? What extra jobs do I gotta do? And it's like, that smile represents all of that stuff with All Might.
Mhm.
That smile of like, because I am here, everything will be taken care of. I love All Might because of that. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he
usually-
even knew, like, he even said like, this smile's like, talking to just Midori, like, this smile is not like genuine. Like, I
Yeah.
have to put it on
yeah,
because I do feel fear. I'm not like everyone else believes he doesn't fear.
Yeah.
He genuinely like has a smile because he knows he's gonna win. But
Yeah.
no, he doesn't. And he admits that. Like, I don't know I'm always gonna win, but I will always put the smile on my face, like you're saying, because everyone else needs to think that
Yeah,
I'll always
yeah.
win, which is just so impactful to the story.
So-
And that's a very good
so
pick.
self-sacrificing.
Such a
And
good
his
pick.
and you get funny thing is, like, maybe animation, like, it was all intent and they want it to seem genuine or not. But when you watch the smile, it does seem like a showy smile. It doesn't seem like, but because he's done it so much and he's followed through and all of that, people take that smile for like security.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't look like some like, it's very like because I am here. And he like smiles, like just don't all showing teeth. Doesn't mean he's actually, you know. And so seeing Deku try and put on that same character because he wants to be that same thing for people too, that beacon of hope. That's what I think. That's why Deku's my favorite character, is because he wants to emulate the character of someone who's so noble and like human, but so superhuman at the same time. So like, nah, I love All Might. He's
Great pick. Great pick.
big. So
What about you, Austin?
you picked Shoto. didn't
Yeah,
you?
no, I
That's
picked
crazy.
Lemillion.
Oh, you picked Lemillion.
Yeah.
Wait, did you go?
He picked
I did-
first.
Yeah, I did Todoroki.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Whoa.
Yeah.
Why do I think- Yeah,
we
we have been.
We can go for it.
Sheesh.
We got two. So I don't know how this has been going, but like, you guys want to do favorite villains?
I feel like we kind of touched on, but we can kind of quick rundown.
Yeah, real
maybe.
quick run favorite villains
I
and
feel like
heroes.
I was gonna say.
What do
I
we-
feel
So
like,
pick
what do we
your favorite
at?
villain and hero. Yo, how far are we into this?
Hour and 12 minutes.
For real? Oh well, yeah. Anyway,
We
like
just
an
real
hour.
quick villains and then like, you know.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go Overhaul because the whole reason, like the arc and
Yeah.
stuff. I think the character is just. I mean,
Don't copy. I'm playing. I'm playing. Dude.
no, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, we agreed on the arc, so I feel like we're probably
We'll
in the
probably
same
agree on
boat.
the same villain too.
So yeah, Overhaul I think is gonna be mine, and then what was it? Favorite
Hero.
hero?
Could be Lemillion again.
Yeah, I mean it's Lemillion, Shoto,
Yeah. Okay.
kind of a little bit of both. Like
Gotcha.
I like them both for different reasons.
Mhm.
So
I'll go. My favorite hero is Deku, and All Might. But I feel like they're like the same. So I'll pick Deku and like. Well, no, I'll just pick one. Deku, because my villain is One for All or All for One. Dang it! See, I always screw those up.
yeah,
All for One is
Same,
just he's just
same.
different.
Yeah.
He's just different, bro. He's like he's annoying because he's been around for so long. He's so smart. He has a plan. It's like he always has a backup plan. Oh man, they did this. No worry.
the dude is like
On
10
to
steps-
plan
he's
17.
10 he's
Like
10
I already
he's 10 steps ahead. If one
yeah,
fails,
like you
he's
said,
like,
he's playing
I
like
still
40
got.
chess.
He still has all of these different. It's like this path failed. Well, we got this.
And the thing
this,
is, you wouldn't
like-
think he needs to be that calculated because he's so broken power wise.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously he's like in that thing where he's like
His manipulation is
yeah
over the
top
top is
tier, and
crazy.
he has no issue playing the long game.
That's the thing about him.
No issue playing the long game. Yeah, we should, okay. All Might, you'll get old eventually. You know, okay, you beat me. Guess who's gone? You. Like it's I'm still here. I'm like he's a beast. He's different, bro. He's obviously the
doesn't-
big bad of the show, but like
he doesn't have that fear of losing either.
that's what's scary. Why don't you ever have like a moment of, oh no, and that's when you know like a villain's finally gonna lose when they're
Yeah.
finally like when they're acting like that, because every villain acts like that from the beginning. Crocodile acts like that. Doflamingo acts like that. They all act like that until they don't. Right? We're not there yet.
Yeah.
He's still like laughing when he's literally like
yeah,
You
like
got-
he's laughing.
not to worry.
Why,
Not
why
to
are you
worry.
grinning? I
Not
can't
to
see
worry.
your eyes or nose or whatever, but you got the biggest smile on your face.
Yeah.
Pissing
Not
me
to
off.
worry, bro. He's just
Why
like
are you-
everything's good.
Not
All part of the plan. All
That's
part of the plan.
crazy.
He's locked
Yeah.
up like 5 stories.
Yeah.
He does not care.
My favorite hero is Red Riot. Like,
Huh?
what's his face? Isn't that his name? The dude that hardens?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
He's not a villain.
Hero. I
Oh,
said
he's a
hero.
Oh, okay. I don't know why they did.
Honestly,
I
I
was gonna mention him.
I do rock with him.
I
though.
love him.
although he's not my favorite, because my favorite is probably All Might. Just for like literally everything you were saying, the fact that he's able to put up that face is just so impactful to
Mhm.
the show.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't not like All Might, but or it's Hawks because he's just dope.
Hawks is cold.
Hawks is just dope.
I love that you mentioned Red Riot.
But I will
love
say
Red Riot.
Red Riot was just like, he was just that goofy side character, whatever, and it was like, yeah, he has a hardening ability, which will be cool, but like not focused on. And then we see his like moment where he gets like even
Power up.
the I don't even harder pause. I don't want to say it, but like, yeah,
No,
you
I
know
mean,
what I'm
it's-
saying?
no,
But like
it's-
that's what happens.
Advanced hardening.
Yeah, and he's just like unbreakable. Like
Yeah.
seeing him go against this villain who's like clearly stronger, but like with like standing there, not giving up, giving Fat Gum enough time to like build up that punch, like all of that shows like what a hero's about. Like we're
Yeah.
here for a mission, and although like I'm just a student,
Willing
I'm
to
not
sacrifice myself.
technically even a hero yet. I was willing to give up my body to fulfill the mission. Like I respect him.
I'm so glad you said that because I wanted to say his name so many times throughout this whole podcast.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's-
love Red Riot.
I think that's what makes My Hero so good too. Is that like all of the characters have their moments to shine, Like
Yeah.
at the beginning of the show, you would never thought like Red Riot's gonna have any sort of
No.
impactful moment, and that moment is still like
Yo, even
Like,
like,
It's engraved in my brain. I'm not gonna forget it.
that's what I'm
not
saying.
gonna
It's
say
like
that.
that moment.
they,
And then
they
you,
make the most inconsequential characters like have their like impacts.
yeah, you think you would hate the side stories, but then you actually find a way to enjoy them. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I love Red Riot. Part of me like wants him to get to the caliber of being like a very high rated hero. Like, I don't know if
He
it's possible.
can.
I don't know what they can do. Maybe they can make it like his just hardening
If
ability
he could
just to
shoot
become something
projectiles
or
somehow,
something. Yeah,
That'd be
something.
crazy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if he just
Like,
gets crazy strong and punches with like just,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Something.
alone.
I feel like
I mean,
he
look
could
at All Might. I mean, yeah, he's like, but he basically is like physical strength for the most part
in speed.
and speed. But I'm just saying, like, if Red Riot can just get crazy strong with like crazy, I mean, that's enough to be a strong
He
hero.
could be like the Thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be, yeah, he's gonna be
Something.
strong.
But my favorite villain, which is kind of crazy based on everything I said before, is Shigaraki. And the reason it's Shigaraki,
That's fair though because of what happened.
it's not as simple as like, you know, his motivation, which is just to like kill people and like
But
turn the
why?
world
How did he
upside
get
down.
there, though?
But it's
His backstory
literally
is
the backstory and the steps to how he got here, because he never would have been in the position he was. He would have been in a loving family, which was the granddaughter. He's the
He's a
grandson
grandson
of the grandmother, which
previous
is
Wilder.
the previous Wilder before All Might. But All for One gave Shigaraki the ability of decay, which is just such a big brain move to hurt the person that destroyed your face or destroyed you. All for One, because it was his credit or
Yeah.
his, you know, whatever
Yeah, predecessor, yeah.
predecessor. It's like, I am going to hurt not only you, but this no, literally, no, it wasn't not just, it was 100% just hurt All Might. That's what it was. And he turned
Innocent family.
he turned this innocent boy who was just like respected heroes and
Wanted
wanted
to
to be a hero, turn this kid into a villain by giving him an unstable quirk that, or not even an unstable quirk, but a quirk that he
Destruction.
didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't
You
like
can't
develop.
control
It didn't develop slowly. Just one day he has this ability and just starts destroying everything around him. Destroys his loving sister who he cares about, his dog, his whole yard, his mother who's like hugging him at the end, like, I love you, whatever, kills them all. And he's like, what do I even do? Where do I even go from here?
He only had beef
Then-
with his dad. And his
He had beef with his
but His
dad.
dad had beef
Yeah.
with his mom
Yeah.
because of
Yeah, yeah.
not being like. Was that in the anime? Or
Yeah, like she just wasn't
Wasn't
around
because she was
and
being a hero.
So yeah.
So it's like
So his dad hated heroes because his mom was like
kind of like that little kid that like that hated muscular and like didn't like heroes because that like a lot of
Exactly,
Yeah.
100%. But who found that kid in his time of trouble? Deku. Who found Shigaraki in his
All
time
for
of
One.
trouble? Who created the trouble? All for One, and created him to be
And that
this
planning
menace.
was so meticulous.
that
and-
is,
yeah.
oh yeah, created him to be this menace that is pure hate. All he wants is destruction.
He made him a
He
hateful being.
made him this person, which makes him a good villain to me. Without that backstory, if he literally was just a person that like had this power and just hates people and hates heroes for no reason, he would suck. One of the worst villains.
Well, and I want to spoil with manga now because it even goes into more detail and stuff, and like you see
Yeah.
a lot of cool things. So it's just like Shigaraki. Honestly, he's a great villain because he's like one of those villains that's like like a Naruto villain. It's like, okay, well, if you wouldn't know the backstory where they can't, like with Gaara, we thought Gaara was psycho. We thought Gaara was so psycho, and we were like, Lee beat the mess out of this dude, right? And then when Naruto beat him, it was like, oh,
Pretty
okay,
much
cool.
all of the
But we see,
back stories of pretty much all the villains.
right? But I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm just using him as an example. It's
Yeah.
like you see the backstory, it's like, oh shoot, his like grandfather or his father, no, his uncle, like betrayed him or whatever, but like he didn't actually, and all these things. Because you have the demon and everyone looking at you because you have a tail beast inside of you live differently, and you know, it's just like seeing that backstory of Shigaraki. He's a great he and what happens in the manga and what you see even more.
It's
He's a great villain.
he is a good.
He's a
villain.
good villain. And at first, I would not have said that. First 3 seasons, I'm like, why is this
Never.
dude even giving screen time? I can't stand this guy.
Kev, what about you though? Who's your favorite hero, favorite villain?
I'm gonna start with an honorable mention for favorite hero.
Go ahead.
Sir Night Eye is Sir Night Eye.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the
Oh,
guy that was with
R.I.P.
All Might.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
They could
Yeah.
see into the future
That's-
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See, what a tough quirk to be born with, man. Like see the future and like knowingly have to like limit yourself from seeing too far because he didn't want to know certain things.
Yeah.
Like that's
That's a
brutal.
big responsibility.
That is
Yeah,
not a
I wouldn't like
power
that. I wouldn't like
Yeah.
that quirk.
Yeah, I would not wish that on anyone.
One of the craziest things about him, though, which makes One for All kind of even more special, is he saw All Might's death but because Midoriya did what he did in the fight against Overhaul, it changed the future, which like just it brought more depth to Night Eye, and you wish he kind of stayed around because like seeing what he could see into the future and seeing how it could change would have been so interesting and unique. But it like brought hope to Night Eye because like he thought in his mind, like this power, no matter what I see, it's gonna happen. It doesn't matter. Nothing can change it. But then Midoriya showed him, no, it's possible to. So although he died, like he died knowing that the future can be secured through him, which like
That was crazy.
makes me like
That
him
was-
more.
They didn't really kill people like that.
Yeah,
And I was like,
That
dang,
was
they really
the
killed
first
him.
like for me like impactful like death, and where I was like, oh, this show's going here. Like
Yeah.
actually killing
we're
people.
not,
Yeah, I know.
we're not playing
I didn't
light
expect it at
light
all.
shown in life.
I was like,
We're-
they're killing
Yeah,
we're going ham.
exactly. Yeah. So he's good. Yeah.
But dude, it's a Birdhead, Dark Shadow. Let's go.
Now Bird had Dark Shadow.
Brought it full circle here, guys.
You like what you like,
So
bro.
homie,
That's what
homie
it is.
said,
My favorite
and,
hero.
Kevin
Yeah.
said, my hero. Yeah, Dark Shadow, please. I'll take Dark Shadow for 10 billion.
If he
please.
was the MC, I'd still watch it. I'd be cool with that. That'd be fine.
Huh?
That'd be fine. If he was the MC, I'd still watch
Sounds
it.
like
promise
you
you-
want
I
to watch
promise you.
Shangri-La Frontier, bro. You love some bird heads,
Oh,
don't you?
no. That
Right.
shows disrespect.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not
Uh,
bad. It's not bad.
Who's your favorite villain, though?
Arc wise, I'd probably have to say like it's Overhaul. Man, that arc was just so good. Like
I had a lot.
Honestly, this makes him a good villain, but I literally hated overall the way he was like taking advantage of
Oh, yeah.
Harry.
oh
Like,
yeah,
it makes him a good villain, but I'm just like, bro,
I
Wow, he
hated
was-
it.
like because it's one thing to be a villain, but one
He
thing to
was dark,
specifically
But
like
the whole-
like
Just
I guess
true,
one-
true villain.
Yeah.
Like, there's
He's
no
a true
redeeming
villain.
qualities in him.
Yeah.
He's just a hateful person.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
he
overall-
wanted what he
because
wanted, and
All
he
for
didn't
One's-
care who he
But why,
exploited
All
to
for
get
One
there.
literally did the same thing with Shigaraki, right? He's grooming him. He's grooming these people. He's like, for some reason, I hate it overall.
Something
Because
about
of
it being a little girl hurts for some reason even more than like obviously hurting children is hurting children. at the end
But
of the
then
day.
he
But we
manipulated.
saw the
All
like,
for One manipulated Shigaraki. Overhaul doesn't care that you like to make you feel like
True,
you're
there's
on my
that too.
side. I'm just going to use you, and I was like, ugh, I hate him. You know?
yeah, and like
And that
physically,
makes him a good villain.
but like
He's fine chilling,
physically
yeah, it's-
abused her too, like
Yeah.
stripping her skin away. Like I was just like he didn't care. You said it so well. Like he just didn't care
Yeah.
at all about her, and like All for One at least made it seem like he did.
Yeah,
You know,
which
grooming.
could be worse.
Grooming, which like looks on the
that level of
outside
manipulation is
better,
terrifying.
but
manipulating or just being.
Because look how messed up Shigaraki's in the head now. You know, at least our Aries now safe and like secure, and she wants to help and protect and be all the things. Not to say overall that are her favorite, but like Shigaraki's so messed up in the head.
for sure.
But it's also Shigaraki's a grown man now. It's years of.
Like if I was picking like a favorite villain based on like entertainment value, it'd probably be Twice. Because Twice is just great.
He was
He's just
entertaining.
comedy.
He shouldn't
Twice
have
is
been
like not even a villain, bro.
He didn't want to be
Hawks
a
was,
villain.
Hawks was 2 seconds away from making him a hero, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
he's
true,
not.
that's
Like,
true.
he's like, oh, Twice.
Oh, but bro, the betrayal.
That hurt.
It kind of hurt. Why are we like the
Oh.
betrayal, but like Twice was a villain?
Twice is
But
villain.
like
Hawks-
Hawks,
still kind of.
Hawks
I-
thought was
I
his
was
homie.
Yeah,
Or
it was
Twice,
still-
bro.
Oh,
Because
Twice
Twice
thought that was his
full
homie.
on believe
Trusted him.
Yeah.
No, he's one of us, man. He's one of. I'm like, yo, don't do that to him.
Oh,
Why you
and
hurt him
he's
like
died,
that, yo?
like-
And they died too, man.
That was deep.
Wasn't it?
That's
Yeah.
Toga took that hard.
dude, I kind
Oh
of
my
felt bad.
goodness.
Even though he's a villain, I didn't.
I don't
really
wanna know.
Twice
No, I
was
don't
like
know.
the only villain out of them that had redeeming qualities.
Yeah, he was a villain that could have become good. It
like
was
the
literally.
only one.
Well, he had
Yeah.
like two personalities. One was like more villain-esque, and one was like not quite as villain-esque.
Yeah,
The other ones
I
wanted to
feel
be
like-
accepted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
either
he was
either
like-
one kind of felt like you could have molded them if they were in a different situation.
Yeah, I'm just saying the one just
But-
like wanted to be accepted, like you just
Yeah.
said. It's like he would have just embraced whoever accepted him, but he went to the villain because he was kind of a crazy person, and that's who. Accepted
Everyone
him.
else is kind of just a psycho. So like him dying, being killed by the number two, it was deep. It was actually deep.
Yeah.
That was
So
rough.
yeah, Twice was a good
Yeah.
villain, and I respect that.
Yeah, I know. Sheesh. Well, everyone, let us know what you thought of the most current season. We actually haven't seen it yet, so we're really excited to tune into that. It's going to be so much fun to watch episode 1 of season 7. This is the culmination of everything that we've talked about today, brought to this episode here. We saw how last season ended, so it's going to be crazy. We are so pumped for what is to come.
Shout out to Stars and
Next-
Stripes.
Yes. Oh, yep. Yo,
Yes.
comment below what you thought about this season 7, episode 1. What you want us to talk about next. If you like this My Hero episode, this is literally just My Hero base. We were all nervous, but we were able to talk in a long time
Next
about it.
week, Titus is gonna compare My Hero to Remonster. Get ready for that.
No, don't worry. My Hero is definitely better than Remonster, but I know you like Remonster a lot better than like One Piece and like all those stuff. So,
Attack on Titan.
you're a hater. Anyways, AOT's goated. But anyway, guys, make sure to subscribe, share, comment, engage, so that we can reach out to more people because I feel like people really vibe with us. We're saying a lot of cool, fun things. So we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.